pings out.
Hi everyone, hopefully you're now coming in, but I can't see anything going up yet, so let's wait. Oh yes, we do. We have some people coming into the room, so welcome. We're just going to give it a couple of minutes to make sure that everyone's in here before we start, so get yourself comfy. I'll do a little bit of housekeeping and then we'll start the recording. It's always the bit of waiting for the people to come in the room, because I hate to start before people are actually in the room, because it's always a bit disjointing when you come in. There's a few minutes into it.
Do that.
So
you don't have my screen shared, have you?
So again, well, because I'll be hiding myself, it shouldn't be a problem. You should just be the sole speaker on there.
Perfect.
If you need to do anything like that. See if there's anybody else coming in for a little while.
Hi, Lana. What would be great if I can't see anyone usually? Let me see. Yeah, no, it's just me and Steph on the camera. So yeah, what would be fantastic is if you just put your name and where you're calling in from. That would be amazing. So I can say hi to you as you're coming into the webinar.
Right, been there for a few minutes. What we'll do then, I'll just go over the housekeeping, which is very simple. As Helen's saying, you can see us, but we can't see you. We can't hear you. Your audio and your videos are off, so you're completely safe to relax and enjoy without worrying. I can see you waving as I'm talking. We are live on Facebook, but again, anything you say in the chat is completely just on here, and the chat is not recorded either. Great to see people are popping in from America, Scotland, all over places. Some of you obviously know where the chat box is. And if you don't, use your finger or your mouse to scroll around the screen. You've got usually below, and you've got the chat box down there, and just to the side of the chat box you've got a Q&A box as well. So any questions specifically for what Helen covers during the webinar, put them in the Q&A and we'll answer them probably at the end if we get time. Hopefully we will. So that's the real simple things to sort of say, and I'm going to start the recording now, because then we've got the proper webinar going on.
Really?
Hold your breath, we're going in, Helen.
Oh. You're introducing me, or are you not introducing me?
Yeah, I am going to introduce you. Oh, I love that. That's a great way to start already. But that is the best bit. The fact is that we are just who we are. We're not above people, we're not below them. We're just the same as everybody else. We're real people. So yes, Helen, welcome to the webinar. It's really lovely to have you here. The webinar that's all about creativity and art and we are worthy. So I am now going to turn my video and audio off and leave you to Helen to introduce herself, give you a bit more information about what we're doing and what she does, and I'll meet you again at the end of the webinar.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Steph. Hi, I want to say first of all, just welcome to everyone who is on the webinar now. I can see some of your names. I can see Lynn and Christy and Ray Ann and Gail and Lois and Lana and Mary. Oh, there's so many of you. So I just want to say hello and welcome to the We Are Worthy workshop. My name is Helen Siegel, and I feel very proud to say I'm the owner of Empowered Childlessness. And so I work with creativity to support childless men and women through their grief, but also out the other side in their lives, really, through supporting with self-esteem, supporting in moving forward, in supporting just in who you are as a woman and a man. The creativity that I work with supports you, and it has supported me. I am a childless woman out of circumstance. I'm also a childless woman out of not by choice. Hi, Roz from Melbourne. How amazing. So yes, and I stopped trying to have children when I was amazingly 49 was my last IVF treatment. And since then I am now in my early 50s, and I've used creativity to really support support me with my emotional health, with connecting to my worth, connecting to asking for answers, and just connecting to myself. And it supports me in so much of my life. So let's get on. We're talking about we are worthy, right? And just as we were born, we are worthy to be on this planet, but somehow not being able to have children for myself created unworthiness in myself. And I know that I'm not the only one, because here's Steph put it on the World Childless Week and talking about worth, that we are worthy. But before we go to that place of moving from worth or unworthy to worth, we need to connect into our how we actually truly finish. And I'm going to ask Steph if you're willing to come on, because I'm always needing to speak. Thank you. It's like I'm speaking to myself and I get so tongue-tied and lost in all my creative thoughts. So thank you, sweetheart, for coming back on.
Welcome.
Just starting to trip over my word.
Calm down, breathe. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. So I usually see in all my workshops, I see everyone, and I love being an arts teacher. I love just seeing people in front of me, and I don't get to see you on the webinar. So let me start from where I left off, which is worthiness. The process that I'm going to teach you now, right, is called Cosmic Smashbooking. Thank you, Roz. Is called Cosmic Smashbooking. We create these amazing books, and in these books we get to put our thoughts. Yes, Steph's got hers from the 40-day program. She was with me. We put our thoughts, we put our heart, we put our soul, we ask questions. It's our we were just talking, I don't want to trigger anyone, but it's like we're attached to it. And Steph was talking about the attachment that we have for these journals. So we're going to do some work in the journals, and I'm hoping that you have a piece of paper or a journal or a sketchbook or just something to write on, that you have a pen and you have some color pencils or some color crayons. And I hope you have asked, your Pritt stick or a lovely Elmer's glue that I use, and a magazine. And I've been using this magazine recently, but I do have this one from the 40-day workshop that we did. So worthiness. You're here because I'm assuming you want to explore worthiness. And Steph, how, when you were, if you don't mind me sort of bashing off against you a little bit, when you were in just starting this process, okay, and you're years through the process, right, of letting go of, the stepping into the grief and moving forward in your life, how would you express your worthiness?
There was no worth, I don't think. Yeah. I think that's the biggest problem and it's weird because we don't suddenly lose it overnight. We lose it as we struggle with the fact that we're not going to be a mum. So I think it creeps up on us. Then all of a sudden we feel like that's it. We're not worthy. We can't define necessarily when that emotion came in. But I think it's the fact that we've got so many people around us that give the impression that you're not whole if you're not a mother or a father, and everything that goes with pronatalism, that it impacts on us, and we just lose it because we just see having a child in one way or another, whatever way we get to have that, as being a completion in the life that we dreamt of, and we don't get that completion. Yeah, that we just feel like, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? It's too many what, where, when, why's, how's, and that becomes the W of worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I looked up the word worthy and worthiness or worthless, it was like this sense of not enoughness. Like we don't feel enough. We don't feel enough in ourselves. And ideally our worth comes from inside, right? That we fill ourselves up. But somehow in the process of not getting what we wanted, going through that process of trying so hard. I know I tried so hard to have my family and the children, that sense of worth gets depleted, doesn't it? We sort of lose it. And then we're seeing on the outside what we don't have. And there's a sense of, oh gosh, how we can't get there, right? And we're depleted with grief anyway. Grief completely depletes us. So I want us to start in that place. I know it's painful. And I want you to write down everything you think about worthless, or how you're feeling about your worth right now. Now, no one's going to see this. No one's going to read this. It's going to be covered. It's a space of just allowing automatic writing from your pen, and just start writing across your page. What I do is just I start writing across here. And I think I'll start you off in this process. So, like, how am I feeling? How am I feeling about my worth today? How am I? And just start writing. And I'm going to put an alarm on for 5 minutes. I want you to breathe, and I want you to just write everything. And you can even talk about, how people make you feel, why you're feeling unworthy. You can go back to your childhood. You can go anywhere you want to. Let the words come from your heart, from your pen onto the page. Okay. I'm just going to be quiet in this space. You might want to write down what would make you feel worthy. What in your mind do you have to do or be to quote, you know, worthy. I know for myself, I get I get tripped up with my worth. I mean, for me, I'm tripping over this workshop at the moment. I usually have this down packed. I'm being very human, and it can definitely trigger some of my worth, and I'm not letting it, but usually it would. So how are you doing? Just going to have a look because I've finished my writing. And if you have any questions, just type them in. Okay, so the alarm's gone, so that was 5 minutes. So what we do now in Cosmic Smashbooking and in the Empowered Childless method is we ask you to come up with an intention. So I've been thinking about my intention. I want you to get a different color pen. And how this intention, I want you to write it, is to ask for, it's like a question. So please show me how my worthiness, or please help me with my worthiness, or please guide me with my worthiness, or please show me, tell me how I can feel more worth in my life today, knowing that we are innately worthy as human beings, whatever we do, right? Just being here on this earth, we are worthy. But how can we fill ourselves up? So this is the inquiry that we're doing here to really connect to our worth. So I'm going to write, please connect me with my worth. Guide me, help me, support me, calm me. And we literally, so I just want to show you, we literally write right across our words, which is really a lovely thing to do, and right across the page. So I said, please connect me to my worth, help me, guide me, support me, calm me. I might put, you know, and some, yeah, help me. And I always like putting a little heart. So what we're doing now is we're just connecting to that part of us that knows we're already innately worthy, and we're just asking for some support. So you can think about the universe, spirit, creativity, just asking something outside, something, or actually inside, to really support us in this process. Steph, do you want to share your?
Yeah, can do. I don't know if you'll see it, 'cause it's actually in very pale pencil.
Do you want to just say what you've asked?
Yeah, but you can see it's all different. And I've actually put down, please help me, guide me, instruct me, teach me how to find and accept my worth today, tomorrow, and all of the yesterdays and all of my future.
Beautiful. Okay, and it'll be lovely to hear if you're willing to pop into the chat your intention. Just having a cup of mouthful of tea. And now we need, while you're popping your intentions into the chat box, I want you to grab some colors, okay? And what we do now is we activate our page, and we can do this anyhow. We can do this in several ways. We can use color pencils, we can use color pens, we can use felt tips, we can use oil pastels. But today I'm going to just show you, I've just got some color pencils, and I'm going to, this is where the intuitive painting and process creativity comes into practice in this process, is we need to let go of, oh lovely, we need to let go of our inner critic, you know, those inner gremlins to say we can't, we don't know how to, we can't be creative, and we can't, right? Because in part of worthiness is making mistakes. We have to make mistakes. We're human, and part of the creative process is to take risks. But we're going to trust our intuition. We're going to just choose a color that feels like it's being drawn to us. At the moment, this blue is being drawn to us. And I just want to read, just thank you, Lana and Alicia. Intention, calm my inner storm. Beautiful. And my intention is not to feel guilty. Okay, and write the Cosmic Smashbooking prayer, I call it. Please show me, guide me, tell me, help me, heal me. Okay, so if you're calm my inner storm, show me how to do this, tell me how, guide me to do this. Okay, and not to feel guilty. I'm not quite sure, you know, I think it's human to feel guilty, but it's, you know, how can I show me how to deal with my grief, tell me, guide me, help me. Okay, so I hope that. So what we're going to do now with a pen, so we're going to just sort of move it across the page. Oops, to get this, my ribbon just out a little bit. I can pop it back in afterwards. So just using the pencil. You probably won't be able to see this because it's quite light, and that's okay. Just using the pencil to just sort of colour across your words, really, and breathing in what you've asked. So for me, breathing in, showing my worth. Breathing in the inquiry, letting go of guilt. Breathing in what you've asked about worthiness. And then when that color feels like it's had enough, you can choose another color. Just adding it onto the page. Just taking some breaths and activating the intention. Like taking ourselves seriously and giving this inquiry some time and space. And if you've forgotten your intention, perfect. That's absolutely okay. Sometimes I forget my intentions and I'm just connecting to color, connecting sort of with myself, connecting with my breath, sort of adding healing to my words. So I wrote down, you know, how can I be worthy if I have these certain types of behaviors? You know? Okay. So you can add however many colors into this. You can actually even make shapes. I've been really into my spirals. Something about opening the portal is happening again. Okay. So just allowing whatever's to be to come. The next thing I want you to do is just put your hands onto your page and just take a breath. Just breathing in through your nose. And breathing out. We're just going to put your page somewhere safe. Just pop it to the side. And this time I want you just to choose a magazine that you've chosen. And we're going to spend about 10 minutes, maybe seven minutes, going through your magazine. And I want you to pull out images that are calling you, sounds really bizarre, calling you to come out. They usually, like if I go through, they usually have some energy, some sense of like, oh, I want this. Now, we want you to be thinking about worthiness, thinking about your intention, what you've asked. So about worthiness today, tomorrow. Steph was, and is it in the future, Steph? What was the last bit?
Last bit, oh gosh, now you're asking, now it's scribbled over. Basically finding my worth, accepting it in the past, accepting it now, and forward thinking as well. I just want to add, because if you remember, Helen, before when we had magazines, I had a really bad choice of magazines. I had very old magazines that really didn't have beautiful pictures in them or things in them that drew me out, but I still found words in there that meant something, which was good. But today I haven't even got those magazines, so I'm just carrying on with the artwork, because I think that's the good thing, isn't it? You can do what you can do. Absolutely
perfect. If you what you can just keep on working with colors and shapes and patterns over your images and just allow that to happen, or you're going to go through your magazine and just pull out. So for me, there's something about this image here that I really like, and I want you to keep your head out of it. I know that's can be quite difficult. So we're going to look at the whimsical, we're looking at just, well, we don't know what we're looking for. We're just going to trust, like, actually, this feels good. I need to rip this out, and we're not going to try and analyze it. So I'm just looking at worth. Now, I've already done a page from this book on We Are Worthy, and that's okay. I'm trusting that there's going to be a lot more images in here. And yeah, this is definitely not the time to analyze or just trust that the story and the images will all make sense as you're going along. And if you have any questions, pop them into the chat box. Steph is having a look, keeping an eye out.
I remember saying the one thing to you that I was worried, concerned, that because I'd done a degree in textile design, that I'd make ugly art or not be happy with it. And yeah, and I think the big thing was to remember that whatever mark you make, it's the right mark. It doesn't have to be pretty. It can be ugly.
Yeah.
And once I got past that, was a really good point for me. Somebody's just put in there, so are we pulling any images or pictures that have a positive feeling?
You could do, but there's also a sense of pulling images that relate to what you've asked for your intention, and trusting what comes up is exactly what because we're doing a reveal page. So we're literally we're just asking about worth. We're asking about creating worth within ourselves. We're connecting to worth. So we're just going through the magazines, and I have a thing about good and bad, positive, negative. Try and just let go of that and trust the energy, like, oh, does that feel right? Now we're going to go through the images before we stick them down to make sure that it's like it's a fit. It's exactly what we want to have for the message to come through. Does that make sense? Who asked that question? Gail. Does that make sense, Gail? I'm going to keep it like that while I'm doing this. And if you're finding any words, pull those out as well. Hey, Deborah. Yeah, can you say that the picture evokes a feeling? Yeah, something sort of like, oh, that feeling. Now, 2 days ago, when I was creating a page, baths. These baths kept coming up, and I'm like, really? What does baths mean? What is it? Now, this is what we have to be very careful about. Is it a positive or a negative images? I just pulled it out, trusting the process, and actually it made a lot of sense when I created the page. It was really amazing. So just like it evokes, like, take this page out, we want this image. So for me right now, there's something about this sky. I don't know why, but I need to take it out, and I don't need to take the bath out anymore. So I just took some stairs out. I don't know why. I have a sneaky feeling why this image keeps coming up. keep looking, but it's not ready to come out to me yet. And it's fascinating, this process where I was taking a lot of doorways out and a lot of windows out over the last couple of days, but today it's not coming. And there's something about this stag, and I've been looking at this stag in this photo, this image, for ages, and it's just today it wants me to tear it out. So I'm hoping that makes sense, and it will everything will be revealed to you. So we're moving from unworthy to worthy. We're exploring what needs to, images that feel that need to come out, moving us into our worth. We just got a couple more minutes. And keep remembering to breathe. So just a moment longer. Steph, how are you getting on?
I'm fine. I'm just doodling wherever my mood takes me. No direction, like you say, no reason why, not to make you pretty, just because it feels like that's what I should be doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you've got your magazines, your images, this is where you go through them and you create sort of two piles. You create like, is this image for right now, or is this image not for right now and for later? It doesn't fit for right now. So, and this is quite a quick process. So for me, I don't know why this piece of furniture feels really important. So I'm going to put that there for yes. This, and you can do a couple of things. You can tear your images like this, or you can use a pair of scissors if you have them. Keep breathing. So create a calm feeling. That's for today. There's something about these logs that I want. This feels good. Just trust, if you want to use scissors, and if you don't want to use scissors, don't use scissors.
I think it's a case there's no right or wrong way, or
no,
is there? It's just literally just do it. Don't worry about it and just do it.
And I think that I love about Cosmic Smashbooking, but it's the same with intentional creativity, and it's the same as intuitive painting. or creativity. It really is. There is no right. There are no rules. We're sort of just learning to trust ourselves, really, in the most safest way, right? I know when I was going through grief, I had lost trust in myself. And this helped me build that trust up again. I'm loving this little stag. I have no idea why. So again, if you notice your breath, just notice where your breath is. You need to take a breath just to acknowledge. Sometimes I can lose my breath. There's something quite lovely ripping cages out as well. And I just find it fascinating. Sometimes I have no idea why I want these wavy lines, but there's something in me is saying, I want those wavy lines. Can't make this stuff up. I've got, I didn't realise that I'd pulled out treasure. What I find amazing, like this is not having a hold on me. It's saying, no, maybe later, but not for now. Okay. So once you've got all your images, this is when you start spending some time putting them on your page. So again, just really thinking about worth. Show me, tell me. We just spend some time sort of creating some form of composition, I suppose, just looking at what feels right, getting out of our heads with how things should look. or trusting the process. We don't need to make things pretty. So Steph has already said to you about ugly art. I remember you, Steph, you talking about ugly art, and I was like, oh, you know, how much freedom would it be to create a really ugly painting or create an ugly piece of art and just allow that, you know. It's given me a lot of freedom just to not have to be perfect and embrace the ugly. And in our society, right, ugly doesn't necessarily, you know, people aren't cheering on ugly. Like, I don't know why I'm giggling. It's like no one sort of said, yeah, let's all be ugly, but actually, or create ugly art. But actually, you know, lots of artists create ugly art. And what's ugly for one is not ugly for another. So things can look quite busy in your collages, and you know what, just allow things to be busy. Some images might need to come out and they just don't belong anymore, and some do. If you're creating in the book, try and make sure that you're going over both pages. That's really important. So just move things around your page, just taking time. So how are you doing? I've got a couple of messages. Yeah. Yeah, Steph is absolutely correct. You know, we try not to analyze it while we're coming out, while we're doing this process, and we're just really feeling into, does that belong there? We try not to get into the story about it. Like for me, this image is representing support, actually. And it goes both ways. You know, I definitely feel, you know, me supporting another, but me being supported by another. So yes, it does, it will connect to something. So just, I love that process where we're just opening up. And yes, I find it really relaxing too, Daniela. And if you have any questions, we're going to just spend a couple, just 1 or 2 more moments. Just finishing this. This little stag is being moved around. Okay, so I'm just coming to the end of feeling. Where do you want to go? Yeah, fantastic. Oh, brilliant, Lana. Yes, I think for me there's a sense of, I also feel that sense of physical benefit in myself and processing. There's a lot of processing that is happening while doing this. So here's my page, and now it's time to stick it down. So you're going to get the glue. Now there's, oh, I've not put my words on. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha. Okay, so this is what I do. There are different ways of doing this. Some people take the whole thing off and then glue it bit by bit. I can't do that. Okay, what I do is just lift things off and then pop some glue down and then glue them. So they sort of stay in the relatively in the spot that I've chosen, and I don't need to glue everything down, so I might take that off. We'll take this. This is going in the middle. I'm gonna need to move a little bit. So just still thinking about worth, your intention. It's interesting, my collage has moved slightly, but I'm actually okay with that. Oh. Where do you want to go? Wants to go up there for the time being. Okay, so we're just coming to the end. And this is where you need to grab yourself a piece of paper. So I've just read this and it says my vision was to create something, and I've put my vision is to create something. Okay, so clear your desk and just move things out and give yourself some space. And what I want you to do is just look at your collage. I'm not really worrying in too much about the edges because I'm gonna just tear those off. And on a piece of paper, I want you to write, how does your collage feel to you? How does it feel? So just take a breath, because sometimes the creation part can stir up emotions and we can get caught up in the creation part. So just settle down and take a couple of breaths. How does it feel? And if you're, as Steph is, oh, I don't know if Steph's, you don't know Alison. Sorry, Steph's just popped off for some reason. No, Alison, you don't actually need to cover the whole thing. And I've got pages that only have a little bit covered. So you don't have to do that. So what I want you to do is just in a moment, I'm very aware of the time, is just how does it feel? So mine feels exciting. What do you see? So what do you see in your collage? And it could be, for me, I can see a light. I can see, I can actually see nurturing with these images here. I can see structures. And the sort of building blocks, really. I can see a castle. And something grand about that castle. I don't live in a castle like that, but and I wouldn't want to, but for me, I think, you know, if I'm starting to take a reading of this page, this is about, you know, my worth, living in a castle, like my home is my castle. And there's something about this word treasure that I'm really fascinated by. And you don't need to, you don't actually need to go, I'm not sure, you know, if you're saying, oh, I'm not sure what that means, you don't need to know everything right now. For me, this is just being in a place of mystery and just seeing what makes sense to you right now. I think Stephanie's trying to get through to me. I think she might have been. Okay. And then what I want you to do is, if there's anything that you see in here that is like a message to you, okay? So if there's a message, if there is something that you need to know about your work, your page, that your page wants you to know about it. I know some of you have had to leave, but what's your page telling you that you need to know right now? So just spend 30 seconds just inquiring about that. Okay. So usually on workshops, we can see each other face to face on Zoom, and this will be a time for you to pop in and say hi and just share anything that you would like to share about what your page has told you. For instance, mine has told me, I just want to show you. So Alison, I'm just gonna, I will read that. So here's mine. Don't know if you can, here you go. And for me, this is telling me, you know what, I am being nurtured, and I'm feeling, you know, I'm nurturing people and I'm being nurtured, and I'm feeling the worth of that. There is light in my life. I've also put, there's a really interesting, this door, like this door is open. So I've got an open door, which I'm really excited about. And what else? Yeah, my home is my castle. There's something about my home and just reconnecting to my home. I've been really busy. So it's, my page is sort of saying, I just stop and just nurture my home, nurture myself, structures happening. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I would love to know what you have learned on your page about your worth. So just pop it into the, I'm going to just pop the chat in. Oh, here's some questions. So Steph, sorry, Deborah, You can't join. How do you join this meeting? I can see you and Stephanie and hear you. Not sure, vice versa. I have done process before, so can catch up on my own. Brilliant. So Deborah, it's a webinar, so I can't see you either. So I would really, yeah, it's not an actual meeting, it's a webinar, so we can't see each other, unfortunately. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your image. So I've just, yeah, I love that. Thank you, Lana. So Mary has shown me that there is hope and a way forward. Wonderful. Is there, and Alison, is the idea to cover the journal, colour and page completely? Thank you. As your call. Yeah. So really trusting yourself. This really is a process to really trust yourself. And, you know, for me, I'm really interested in my stag, and what I'm going to do before, right after I get off, I'm going to look up stag, the symbol of stag, and just see what that symbolism of stag means. I'm also really interested about, no, I think that's the only thing that's calling me at the moment. And there's a part of me, this treasure, you know, treasuring my life, treasuring myself. There's a part of me going, oh, I can't be a treasure, but hey, you know, I can treasure myself, right? We can treasure ourselves like a treasure, and that just feels really lovely. So I'm going to invite you, I'm going to read your messages in a second. I would love to invite you to do one of two things: to go to the World Childless Week and pop your images onto the Facebook page. I would love to see them. And if you would like a reading, for me, this is such a private process, but sometimes I have special safe friends that I ask for some interpretations, or I ask them to tell me what they see, because sometimes I can't see for myself what there is to be seen. And sometimes what I do is actually take a photograph, because sometimes I can't see it on the page, but actually in the photograph it looks very different, and I can actually see what needs to be seen and read in the photograph. It sounds very strange, but that actually works as well. So if you don't want to pop into the World Childless Week and pop your images on there, please come and join me on Empower Childlessness, the Facebook page. If you ask to join, or if you're a member there, just pop your images on. I'd love to see them. I will pop mine on as well. And I just want to offer you, people who are here, I would love to offer you a workshop that is happening on the full moon, and it's a weekend workshop. So you actually get to create, excuse me, I'm going to just pop this chat. You get to create one of these. You get to create the book. You set your intention for the book. You create 3 or 4 pages. Here's the one that I'm working on at the moment. This is my connection. It's all about connection in here. And this was the beginning of the year. This book was all about healing. So I felt very, blessed to be able to do these pages. So we're going to create one of those books, and I've decided to open it up. Usually I charge, and I'm still charging. I'd like to offer it to you on a donation basis. And if you'd like to join me, let me tell you more details. It's on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 2 hours each. It's from 4 p.m. on the Thursday and Friday and Saturday, and I think it's going to be the same on the Sunday as well. But all the details I will be able to send you if you pop your email or send me an email, and yeah, send me an email at helen@empoweredchildless.com. That's helen@empoweredchildless.com. I'm going to pop it in here. My language today, I don't know. It's, there we go. And I've decided to offer you 17 people a special code, which is there. It's not PayPal, and that's for donation only. So yeah, I feel really blessed to be able to teach this, and I feel it's such a beautiful process that I want to give this to you on a donation basis, and this is really just for you at the moment. I'm going to be offering this to everyone else, but there will be a payment involved. So if you have any questions, I do see a couple more. Nope. Excuse me, I'm just checking if you have any questions. Girl, thank you. I'm so pleased, and it'll be lovely to hear your feedback if you're still here, and just let me know how that was for you. I'm just going to pop that in again. So that's helen@empoweredchildlessness.com. You're welcome, Heather. It's lovely to have you here. Are there any other questions? Steph has, I just want to read Steph's message to you. Her computer crashed and I can't get back in. I hope you are okay to finish. Yeah, so she's just saying bye, and I'm absolutely okay to do this solo. So I'm sending you all my love, and I'm sorry I'm not able to see you all face to face, but if you come and join my Let's Begin workshop, which is the weekend workshop, it starts on the 1st. It's the 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and give me an email and I'll send you all the details, and I might pop it into the Facebook group as well. So Nina, so lovely to see you, or not see you. Lovely to it's very weird being on here. So you're welcome, Lana. I'm sending you all my love. Let's say goodbye. I can't put you on, but I'm wishing you all my love, and I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye, everyone.